Everybody, welcome back to part 2 of Paladins Champions tier list. I'm happy to have you here again. So, let's not waste more time and let's just get straight into it, shall we? Now, Shaolin, I think the biggest, it's not really a problem, but the biggest, let's just say problem for now, is that he is a counter to snipers. And we got 2 snipers in the game and they are totally out of meta. I think that's the only really bad thing about him. He has great burst. His ultimate is okay for trying to, just stand on the point if you really have to. His movement ability, it's okay. It's not really that bad. It's not really that good. And he has a lot of damage potential. Now, Drogos, the originally flying guy, he has great burst. His rockets can just really fuck you up. And there's a lot of trick shots I've seen on the internet when people just snipe across the entire fucking map with these rockets. His ult is great for taking out tanks, and yeah, not much more to say, except he hates Fernando for his ult. Now Imani, her dragon finally got that buff that it needed. Her dragon had fall off, which it wasn't supposed to have, so it's useful, very useful now. And she has a surprising amount of mobility with her ice fire glide or something like that, a build for that. She has a ton of mobility, and it can be used with any of her talents. She's just very mixable, let's call it like that, and she's one of the rare characters to have a root. So yeah, good for her. Now Omen. I have been falling in love with this guy lately. I've been playing him and he's definitely my favorite damage champion right now. I play Everyone Dies. Now, I know that some people might say this is his worst talent, but I love it. I have a build and I've been slaughtering people. The only problem it has is that range is a very big problem for it, because you need to get in close to do your combo your little combo, not combo little. Yeah, if you don't get close, you combo a little, not much. His in-hand weapon, I don't care if people don't like it that it has to ram down. I love it. I love this mechanic. His dash, I like it. And apparently Terminus hates his ult. Yeah, I have no idea why, but every time I use my ult, the Terminus dies in it if there's a Terminus in the match. And his Binary Void talent, I don't really like it. I don't think that ability is that useful, except maybe some cards. I don't like it that much, but I really like his Everyone Dies talent. I don't care what the YouTube or the community says, I love it. Now Octavia is basically Vivian if she had a little less gun. Her abilities are very unique, except of course her primary and secondary fire. All of her talents are unique. Her passive is unique even though it's boring. All of her talents have an equal pick rate. Even though one of them is an old talent, it's getting picked surprisingly a lot. She does a lot of damage with her primary. The other ones are just support. She's now Tiberius. I've been really thinking about putting this guy in A, but I decided I'm just gonna leave him here for a little bit longer. His jump, this buff that has been given to his jump, is one of the best thing I've seen. He's so mobile. If you just look at Andrew Chicken's last video, he was just jumping around. He was basically Wii. I mean 7, but when he was fast, but a little bit slower. I don't really know why no one uses his normal sword, because you can do some trick shots with that and nobody does it. I don't know why. I might have to do that just so I can show it to people, if any people watch this shit. Anyway, his Starcoms are okay. His ult build is very good, though I wish his ult would get some buffs, because one void grapple and you're done. You're more or less dead. I really wish they would add another ability to his ult, so you would basically feel like you're going Super Saiyan. He just needs a little bit more love and he'll be great. Now let's move on to the tanks. Atlas. The only reason why Atlas is in B because he has a high skill ceiling, and no, I haven't seen anyone who could beat that. There's just... we need an Atlas main. If there is one, let me know. I really want to see professional gameplay of Atlas. He has potential, but no one... I haven't seen anyone who just use it. He has great abilities. He can cut the map in half with his shields. He can just basically full heal himself with the rewind. His ult is not that good, because if you ult someone on the point, they're still gonna cap, I think. But yeah, he takes skill. That's the only reason why he's not in A tier. Now, Barrack is also a very, very balanced tank. Though the only problem I have is because I think people are relying on his talent tinkering a little bit too much, and his Forge Fire talent needs a little bit of a buff, because those turrets just die instantly. I was thinking about playing it and just trying to hide them behind the wall, but they're just gonna come around the wall, shoot it 2 times, and it's gonna be destroyed half of your ult away. He's good, though I really wish he had more types of turrets, because that's just cool. Now, Inara, she has fallen off from her S tier days. Mother's Grace is a great survival talent. Her Treacherous Ground talent is a very good talent. Basically traps everyone on the ground. They can't move. It's a killer for flanks. And her Tectonics. Maybe I'm switching it up with Atlas from Warframe, but her ability, her talent, when she can have 3 walls, that talent is very good for her like joke playstyle, when she can launch herself up into the sky like a fucking mortar basically. Otherwise she's okay. Now Azan is also someone who should definitely be in A tier. The only thing holding him back is because his talents, they're all dog shit. They're all shit. It's like they forgot how to think and just threw something on. I mean, his first talent is basically half of a tier 3 item. It's a 1.5 tier item. It's shit. His base is very good, but the talents just ruin all of his potential. Yeah, he's just good. He has great cards. Now Torvald also fell off from his glory days. His shields got nerfed one way or another. His damage has been decreased. What was my greatest problem with him? He has a great quote-unquote movement ability. It's not a movement ability, it's just an ability that has a card that is very good. That just gives him a speed boost for I think 3 seconds or something like that. He's good. His ult is not the best, but if you're on an open map, it can team wipe. Pushes everyone off. Basically a team con ult if you know how to use it and they have bad positioning. Moving on to the A tier, once again let's start with the support, and here we got Grok. Grok is a S tier support when he has a correct comp. If you have a grouped up comp, he can make everyone immortal. His totemic ward is one of the best talents in the game for healers, and I don't know how it's called, I think it's Tempest something, the card that basically gives everyone, I think, plus 40 to movement speed if they are inside his totem's range. It's just insane. And of course he has an immortality button that is just basically a better version of Ceres's Shadow Travel. His damage playstyle is okay, but his his third talent is not the best because it just takes away so much damage he could be doing. I think the best way to buff that talent would be that it would chain from ally to enemy, and it would be dealing damage and healing. Make it like a 3-person chain, and that would be great. But you would have to switch Totemic Ward to be the healing talent, and this one to be the medium talent, or half attack, half defense, healing damage. Talent, god fucking damn it. My words getting twisted in my own mouth. Let's just move on. Now Ying, she is also a very good healer. Basically, if Grok was a little bit weaker, but he could heal people from a greater distance, she has a great damage playstyle. She can basically launch mini nukes at people with her explosive clones. Yeah, she's good. She's great. Now, the reason why I put Rey in A tier is because she is the only healer or support in Paladins that is not a heal bot or even close to a heal bot. She has the most of different buffs that any healer has. Okay, maybe Corvus could be in there with his cards, but she can provide damage reduction. She can basically revive you from death with her ultimate and make you immortal for a few seconds. I think she gives cooldown as well. She has a unique healing ability. She can say fuck no to flankers and basically kill them without even looking at them. It could be half a map away and they would be still taking damage. I know that because I fucking hate her and I had to deal with that many times. Damage is not that big, but her projectiles are very large, so they're easy to hit. Yeah, she's good. She's good. Now, my favorite support, Corpus. Not Corpus. I meant Corvus. He's the flanker, the pocketer guy, and his damage playstyle is one of my favorite playstyles in the entire game. His ult, even though the stats and practicality are not the best, if you are lucky and you know how to use it, you can save points with it, because that little bit of damage that it does and its big range is just great. It can help you out, it can rescue you if you really need it, but it does need a buff, since it's I know I just praised it, but it's dog water. It's still dog water. It needs a buff. His card that gives him cooldown where his projection is out is also a lifesaver. I have a build with it, definitely. But maybe he's missing, like, I always feel like he's missing an ability, because I just mark someone and just ignore that ability until I need to remark someone. That's the only thing I don't like about him, but he's good. Now, Damba, the currently one of the best healers that we have. His gourd is one of the best side damages that we have. It just gives him so much ult charge. He has great healing. His stun or slash damage playstyle is also great. Though ripened gourd is not the best. I think that just needs a rework. It needs a rework. Now for the last healer or support, in the A tier we got Horse. I had to put him in. I love him. And the fact that this guy had tech when he was a literal joke is just amazing. But yeah, if this character without any changes became a normal champion, he would probably be in A tier. You would see him everywhere because he's just great. He's just great. Nothing bad. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's our little boy. He's our friend, and he will always be there for us. Now, Maeve. She is much better than she used to be. She finally got rid of her cancer that was called street justice. It's gone. We're finally rid of it. Her new talent is an ultimate talent that is basically street justice, but it's much better because you need to have your ult up. One more thing, good thing about that talent is even if they cleanse your ult, you can still execute them. It's you have a timer for executes, not them if they have a status effect. She is a very good flank. Even though she's technically missing an ability, you could technically say 9 lives. I'm talking about 9 lives. She's still good. I might start playing her if I ever get my ass off. And that sounded wrong. I meant if I lift my ass off and start playing new characters. That's what I meant. She has high mobility, she's good, her 2 talents are too decent. Now, how's it? Cat Burglar is now the most popular, of course. That's not that bad. Cat Burglar is okay. I really want that old talent, the new Street Justice, to get more popular because I like the design. It's kind of it's connected to her lore, especially with her trailer. In her trailer, she basically casts her ult on some random stranger and then pounces on him, and he's basically knocked out. So it's within her lore, which I really like. Not much more to say here. She is very strong. But she does have some counters, especially Dragon Skull has a very easy time dealing with her, and Thorwald's Nullify, that can also get problematic for her. Now Skye. Skye has had a great time lately. 2 of her talents got fixed. Now all of her talents are viable. I think one of them is Debilitate. It's basically just more damage on her poison, which gives her great burst damage. Forgive me. I'm twisting my words again. Smoke and Daggers is a healer talent, which is very unusual for Skye, but I mean, cheers, have it if you really want. It's great. And Preparation, I think the third one's called Preparation, basically gives you a second hidden, which is also a playstyle that is, in my opinion, okay and decently strong. She's just solid. She's solid. Nothing else. Great design. Now, Lex. For a guy that is all about law, he has so many fucking cheats. in his arsenal. One of his abilities is a wall hack, one of his ability is a auto aim, one of his ability is hyper movement basically, and his ult is a team wipe if you use it correctly and at the right time. Also, if there's a hacker in Paladins, I'm 90% sure that every single one of those hackers is using Alex, because he's just the best one to hack. Yeah. It's not fun playing against those people. I once played against Lex that I don't know had some hacks that like basically two-shot people, and he didn't have death haste and he had no damage buffs. He just had 2 shots. I don't know, it's annoying. Yeah, we stayed in spawn the entire match. I didn't even go out. Yeah, I fucking hate Lex. Now Cassie has gotten some buffs and again got some nerfs. All of her talents are good, her movement ability is good. Now I think one of her talents is currently a bit overpowered, but I don't think it's that bad, so I'm just gonna leave it in A tier. A tier it is. Now Bomb King, the rollout guy of Mr. Andrew Chicken. He has great damage. He's basically a flank. He can fly around the map. He is a tactical nuke. He is very dangerous. And he's grumpy. Basically just makes everyone run away for 2 seconds. It's great. He's just solid. Again, nothing more to say here. Now Willow, the character with wings that finally got her glides. She's basically a copy of Drogo's, but doesn't have more burst, but has more burst throughout the entire match. Drogo's has a tactical nuke. She has 500 little missiles, especially with her, I don't know how it's called, but the talent that increases her damage. Blast flower, that increases her damage for each shot she hits for, I don't know, some timer or something like that. Yeah. Moving on. Now Tyra, the damage that is actually a tank. She can literally become a tank with some damage reduction and some HP cards, veteran and DR. She's basically a tank. She is, though the only problem she has that she has shit movement, so you have to buy nimble on her, but she can't get crippled. She has no movement ability, so it's like she doesn't have it. But again, if you root her, she's more or less a sitting duck. She can't do anything. Yeah, ups and downs and ups and downs. She has great damage though. Fucking hate her when playing Dragon things. Now on to the tanks. Makoa got his big turtle buff, and now everyone likes him even more. He still has his annoying anchor that is, in my opinion, and probably everyone's opinion, one of the basically execute abilities. His ult can save his ass. His movement ability is not that great though, it's just some bonus damage more of the time. All of his 3 talents are great. Oh, decent again. Moving on. Now, Yagarath. Anyone that isn't smart probably puts her in like C. Because if you don't have skill with her, she's definitely C or D or even lower. But if you know how to play her at least a little bit, she's probably in B. She is very unique, that's the reason why she's not the greatest. But if you do know how to play her, she's definitely in A tier. She has a lot of abilities. The only problem is that you basically need to run away when you're at half HP, because it just takes so long to switch between stances. There needs to be a card for that, just like Koga has it. Yagurath needs that. That's the only thing she's missing. Now, moving on to the biggest tank in the entire fucking game, we have Ruckus and Bolt. I feel like he has a low damage output every time I play him. I feel like he really needs a buff on that. And that, how is it, like slow when he's firing his miniguns, that I think is the biggest problem he has currently. But if you play on Ascension Hill, he can basically climb all of those mountains. He can ult from the inside of a tree. His talents are decent. His shield talent got that CC immunity buff, which made it decently relevant. But who the fuck plays Rocket Barrage? I never seen anyone play Rocket Barrage. Except Andrew Chicken in Sumos. That's the only where I've seen anyone play that thing. Now, Nyx. I do not know how I should feel about Nyx. She has okay abilities. She has a lot of CC. Her shield, it's just a shield. Her survivability is great, but her damage, I think it's shit. Her damage is shit as much as I know. But I don't know too much about her, so I'm just gonna take other people's opinion and put her in A. To be honest, I would probably maybe even put her with Ash down in C, but I never really faced her head on, so I don't know how strong she is. Don't take that personally. Now, Rom, I was actually thinking of putting Rom in S tier. The only reason why I didn't was because he doesn't have I don't like his second talent, that ult gen talent. That should just be a card, maybe switch out War Torn play-ins for that. And his secondary fire is just not good. It's great for cards and little buffs like that. It's basically like Koga's agility. Without cards, it's useless more or less. But if you put that card that gives you ammo on activation, excuse me, you basically never run out of ammo. But I think there should be a talent for it that basically decreases your spread on the Gatling gun and fall off when you activate your secondary fire rate. Fire on ROM. I forgot how it's called. I think it's ignites, but you know what I'm trying to say here. Now let's move on to the S tier, starting off with Furia and Moji as the support. We all know Moji is currently in one of her, she's a her, not a him, one of her best positions that she has ever been. She's the biggest heal bot, and I know a lot of people are sad that her damage play style has been nerfed, but the only real thing she lost, it's still there, but in just a different form. Her immortality button has been just changed. She just gets a bunch of shields. It's more or less the exact same thing, but it doesn't apply stars on the enemy. But I think you can still play flank Moji if you really want. Just it's a little bit different now. The meter on her breath was a great change, because I feel like Moji in the old game was overpowered once you got into melee and would just disseminate anything. The problem was getting into melee. So giving her this bar was a great change, but she's now a heal bot, so I don't know, maybe she should be the heal bot and maybe you can change some other healers into something different. Now I can't forget about Theoria. She is also a very big heal bot, but she is not as good as Moji because her beam, that is basically the beam of immortality when you have Solar Blessing on it, a lot of people just ignore it for some reason. I have no idea why. They just ignore its existence. When I play Furia, I just put it down and then they just walk past it and they're on like 1 HP. Why? It doesn't matter. Her damage playstyle is good. Her technically movement ability is okay. Though I don't know how to do that thing when you dash and shoot fireballs in front of you. I still need to learn how to do it. I tried it, but it didn't work. Also, she has one of the best ults in the entire game. Right? Now, my boy Koga. I could talk about him for half an hour, but I'll try to squeeze it so it doesn't last 5 hours or something like that. Basically, he has the greatest movement ability in the entire game. The only problem is that it can go up. He has 50 different builds and 500 different playstyles. Every day I log on to Paladins, and if I go play around with the cards, I find something new. Now, of course, they're not like 100% differences, but there are small changes that change your playstyle. So I have really no idea why no one's doing this, because he has just so many options. And of course, Galestorm, his best card when you're playing any kind of energy build. I'm saying this so I exclude the Dragon Fangs. I have no idea why no one uses it. It's a great card, but it takes skill, so skill issue, I guess. Or you just don't want to switch out of your precious little SMGs and your aim assist. I don't know. He's just great. Though, okay, his talent needs a little bit of a buff. Not talent, ultimate and agility on its own without any cards. It's kind of shit. It doesn't do that much. It's a little bit of a jump and movement boost, but now I luckily did spend 5 hours on Koga, so let's move on to Vatu. Vatu had a major damage boost, I think, and it still has been reverted, so that's more or less I need to say. He can 2-tap people with his exploding shurikens and normal shurikens, and you're dead. He has also great mobility. His ult is basically just another ability, which is what I really like. It's not just like a big old fucking supernova that most characters have that just win you a point or something like that. It's basically an ability that you can just has a really long cooldown. So yeah, that's now Leon, the Hitokiri of Paladins. One of the most brain dead characters you could play in this game, but she is absolutely overpowered. She has 2 kinds of aim assist in her kit. She has a big burst ability. Her normal weapon already does a lot of damage, and her ult basically gets half of its ult charge back if you kill someone with it. It's just like Vatu's, which is okay, I like it, but I think aim assist should be removed from those 2 abilities, and I would have major respect for people who play her if those 2 forms of aim assist got removed. I really have respect for that, because especially the dash, if you knew how to shoot in that thing, you should probably damage should be probably buffed of the dash if the aim assist gets removed, and people who can hit that will just get a lot of rewards, because that will probably take a lot of skill. I mean, you're moving, the enemy is moving, it's a sudden burst of movement and you just have to aim really good. I probably wouldn't like 200% buff the damage on it, but yeah. Also, if you did that, her talent would actually be worth running. That hits everyone in front of you after using the slide ability. Now for the 3 tanks in this category. I might just compare them so I get a little bit less of a time in this video, means less editing. All of their ults are great. Fernando has an immortality ult for the entire team. Terminus has a revive, but that's it can be like, you can emote on him, you trigger his ult and then just put a shield over him like a fucking ball over a dynamite and nothing happens. You can kill him instantly after that. Con has basically an execute ult. Fernando Scorch is great. Con's Bullet Storm is great. Terminus's Crush is not that great. I think that should be just put into the base kit. But his melee playstyle is great. All of their defensive playstyles are great. And all of their third talents, they're not that popular. Okay, excluding Dissemination, that can really just fuck up champions if you get everything in. All 5 charges, it can just evaporate, like for example Maeve if you hit her. Now Cons and Fernando's third, basically the movement talents aren't that popular, but they're still good. Well, Cons is a stun playstyle, but okay. And all of them have great survivability, great damage in their base kit, okay movement, great ults. Yeah, tanks are just currently the meta. Now, before I end this video, I just want to make a quick channel announcement. I will be refocusing my YouTube channel solely for Paladins. No more Warframe, no more For Honor, just Paladins. I will still be occasionally playing those games on my Twitch channel. I also plan on playing some Souls-like, maybe Black Myth Wukong when it gets a little bit cheaper. I do not want to drop 60 euros, I think it's 60 euros. I'd rather just wait, I'm not in a rush. And maybe I'll play some old like Flash games, like Bad Ice Cream and Cactus McCoy, I think it's called. So yeah, follow me on Twitch. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and please don't kill me in the comments. You can tell me your opinions, I'm happy to hear them out. If I, for example, misplaced Nyx or something like that, or why she's good, I don't know. Give me a reason why some should be higher, some should be lower. I'm happy to hear your opinion, and yeah, that's more or less it. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.